Okay, as promised, let's talk all things US. The markets have opened lower in New York. It's after those worse than expected jobs numbers. The US economy added just 69,000 jobs for the month of May, which was well below forecast. In fact, the expectations were for around 150,000 jobs. But what they got, well, it's the smallest number of jobs created since May 2011, and it pushed up the jobless rate to 8.2% from 8.1% in April. And all of this, of course, doesn't bode well for President Barack Obama in the run-up to this year's election. Let's go straight over to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Michelle joins us. Michelle, I guess given also April's pretty disappointing numbers, this is really horrible news. I dread to ask, but what's the reaction where you are about all of this?
Well, unsurprisingly, Aaron, we're starting to see the markets open in negative territory this Friday. I can see right now the Dow Jones Industrial down around 200 points. S&P 500 index is down around 1.8%. You're seeing this sell-off because for some time now, economists have started to be concerned about what's happening in the jobs market here in the United States. And the reason for that is because at the end of last year and the start of this year, the US was adding around 200,000 jobs each month. And then over the last 3 months, that number has started to drop back. Now we're seeing jobs growth just this month of 69,000. And that's really fueled fears that perhaps the US economy, the US recovery, certainly in the jobs market, has stalled.
And as you probably heard in my introduction, Michelle, I mean, doesn't bode well for President Barack Obama. We know jobs and the whole job issue is a real hot political potato, if you will. And I noticed Mitt Romney has already come out saying devastating news. He called the report dismal and a harsh indictment of Obama's policies. They're going to get a lot of play with this, aren't they?
Well, I think we're going to hear a lot more of this kind of message from Mitt Romney and his team. Already we're starting to see as the campaign heats up for the presidential election in November, Mitt Romney has consistently gone after President Barack Obama on his economic record, and numbers like this certainly won't help the president. He had been riding, if you like, on a wave of sort of economic recovery with those better numbers, as I mentioned at the start of the year, but now that seems to have run out of steam, and this really is just going to be sort of bad news for the Democrats, for Barack Obama.
Michelle, great stuff. Always appreciate that. Michelle Fleury joining us from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. She was talking about the markets. This is what New York or Wall Street is doing as I speak. The Dow 1.7%, the Nasdaq taking a bit of a big hit there, 2%. I also had, we've been talking about manufacturing, right? We saw the evidence that's softening in Asia, but US manufacturing also grew more slowly in May, and all of this just adds to the worries that, of course, we are seeing further slowdowns around the globe. The European markets have been down for most of the day, and they continue. Germany down now just over 3.5%. That's all the time I have. All the action coming up next in Sport Today. I'll see you soon.